And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
So to get right into it, the first question that I had for you was that the movie has a pretty specific outlook on Las Vegas as a city. There's actually a line where Jason Statham's character Nick Wilde calls Vegas an infection that people get for a while. Was that true to your experience of filming in Vegas and being in Vegas for a while?
Well, we actually filmed in New Orleans. We filmed only about a week in Vegas. I was only in Vegas for a couple of days doing some exteriors. But we were in New Orleans the whole time.
Okay, wow. Well, that's pretty interesting. Well, I couldn't tell, so you fooled me anyway.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, they definitely, you can't tell.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done. So, could I ask, you've got some pretty extreme scenes that you needed to film for this movie. I guess what I wanted to know is it just like another day on set, or were there specific scenes and things that you did that were more difficult perhaps for you as an actress or just as a person?
I think the final scene of the movie was the hardest scene. My final scene of the movie. My revenge with Milo in the hotel room with the garden shoot. That was definitely the most difficult. Such a delicate scene,
Yeah.
And, I auditioned with that scene, so it was like weird. I always like if you do really well in audition before I recreate it, I just like kind of in the back of my head, and then it's always a different feel when there's everyone else in the room and you're really there and things change and the vibe changes and you don't, and so then I wanted to match like right before, but like then you don't want to match. There's a match, and it just was such a difficult, such a delicate thing to do because it could be so melodramatic so easily if it's done wrong. So I think that was definitely one of the most hardest things I had to do.
Okay, yeah, because there's definitely a lot of tension built up in that scene as well, and there is a fairly large amount of people in the room, even for such an intimate moment, both as an actress and just for the number of characters that we saw on film.
Yeah, there's a lot of speech you kind of have to use, and it's just delicate. It's such an extreme situation, and in those out of the ordinary type of scenarios for cinema, you don't want them to be. You still want them to be believable, and grounded. So it's not easy.
So Wildcard is a movie, I guess you could call it an action thriller with a lot of character drama going on as well. Were you a little disappointed that you didn't get to work into any of the action sequences throughout the movie?
No, I wasn't disappointed. I mean, I thought that scene was kind of like great and enough, and for me, and so different than anything I had done prior. I mean, I'd like to do that maybe one day, but like I felt very blessed to be in that role.
Okay, and you've talked a little bit already about this, but could you say maybe what kind of things did you feel like you learned in this movie, either from your co-stars or just from working with, the script or with the director?
So much, we learn so much from every director because every director is different, and Simon is everything, a lot of attention to detail. He just works in this genre a lot, and he knows it like the back of his hand. It was my first time working in that kind of genre, and they're really long takes. We did a lot of coverage on every take and a lot of, every scene and a lot of takes, and I think it's kind of, builds your stamina to be able to be there for that long, and I was doing a show for 2 years, and you work very fast, and you're playing the same character so in you, and you just, everything's going very, very fast, and you're switching directors every week, but I hadn't done a film in so long, and so it was,
that's a pretty,
it was kind of a switch.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty interesting description of the differences between TV and film. I have to ask you this because this is one of those weird things that came up in my research for the movie. Apparently, and this is just a trivia thing, it might be all hearsay, on IMDb it says that Jason Statham only ate spinach and brown rice to stay lean for the role. Is that one of those weird celebrity things, or would you believe it?
I don't know if that's like that was like specifically what he was eating, but he was very healthy during the movie. Like, I remember he, like, specifically was being very healthy and working out a lot and just, like, so I feel like he's very dedicated to that. Like, it just helps your energy and that really, like, taught me a lot because it does change. We were shooting in New Orleans and I was eating lots of childboard oysters and whatever. So, like, it's inspirational to see that.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that everyone is.
He was super helpful. Like,
well, it's good to know that everyone's equally inspired by Jason Statham and his kicking ability. Well, us at Is It a Bicycle, my podcast, would be pretty excited to see you in some movies. Hopefully, getting to beat the crap out of some people this time, because I'll be honest, your plot in the movie is largely it's just it's a couple scenes, some pretty intense ones to begin and to end. Have you seen the final cut of the movie, and did you feel that in the edit everything you wanted to achieve as an actress came out?
I mean, I'm like my own worst critic. It's hard for me to really watch myself. They sent me like a couple months ago, and I tried to watch it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard for me to look at it as an outsider because I'm just like, what am I doing with my face? What am I doing? It's just for me,
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for me to watch me. But so I always feel that way that it's better, and that's like in everything. So I'm like, that's just always how I feel. But I think it's good because I think it's good not to feel so satisfied.
Mm-hmm. Strive for more. Strive for more. Yeah, I gotcha. Well, thank you, Gabby, and thank you, Dominik.
Thank you so much.
No worries.